Hello and welcome to Nolan Financial Radio. My name is Chris McKinney from Nolan Financial Partners. If you'd like more information about your here during our show today, give us a call at 719-210-4242 or visit us online at nolanfinancialpartners.com. While at our website, you can click on the radio page, check out our past shows, and subscribe to our program on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon Music. So, what we're going to talk about today is a happy retirement. How do we get there? What are the things we need to avoid? So, how much money do you need to retire is kind of the biggest question. But there's a lot of ins and outs about your pension, if you're lucky enough to have one, or what about your 401k and your IRA? How are they available to you? What's the best way to spend them in retirement? Which one should you spend first? Which one should you spend second? These are all really good questions. We're not going to answer all of them, but we're going to talk about them. So we're not always into the answer game here. We're sometimes just in the questions. But before we get into it, I want to introduce you to my co-host, Tony Shore.
Yeah. Or just dude, if you're into the whole brevity thing. If you're into the whole brevity thing, I think of that Jeff Bridges line when you said that. And we're not going to get to all of them.
Why not?
I love the honesty.
There's too much.
Yeah. Well, one thing you're known for, Chris, is you and Tara and your financial advisory firm there is transparency. You're transparent about what you do for people, how you're paid, looking out for people's best interests, and I think that's great. But there are a ton of retirement mistakes. I mean, we could do weeks, months long episode after episode on all the different mistakes you've seen people make that can be costly in planning for retirement before you get there and in retirement. So I'm anxious to dig into these today, but first, how are you and Tara doing? What have you guys been up to?
We're doing great. We have just been enjoying the fall here in Colorado.
Oh, love it.
It's been a beautiful fall here. Warm days, cool nights. The leaves have turned in most places, and it's just been gorgeous. I've been trying to get outside and enjoy it as much as possible. I think we're going to go up to Estes Park, even though it's not manned. We can still go to the park. So that's what we found out. So even though the government shut down, there's nobody there, we can still go. So we're going to go up to Estes Park and play around and see some elk and moose and whatever.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Hopefully
Estes Park, huh?
Yeah, Estes Park is beautiful.
Yeah, and that's like Glacier, right? Glacier Park, is that the same? Glacier National
Glacier Park is up in Montana.
Oh, that's in Montana. So Estes is in Colorado. That's
right. Estes is in Colorado. So
that's
Estes
right.
It's so Tara's at some business stuff up in Denver this week.
Sure.
And so she's already up there. So we're already halfway.
Oh, nice.
We're already halfway to Estes Park.
Yeah, I went to Estes Park once, and my wife worked at Glacier Park in Montana in the summers. She would work there. They have the park has a thing where you go to eat, and they have rooms there.
Right.
So she worked at Glacier for a summer, in fact, a couple summers in high school, and just loved it. And had a lot of fun there, and it's beautiful. Both of those parks are great, but Estes is great. Of course, Colorado is my family and we love to just vacation in Colorado.
The mountains are wonderful.
The mountains, we love to hit the mountains.
So this is a good time of year to get outside before the winter hits.
Sure.
Yeah,
you want to get there, but you want to do it now. Don't wait too long, or you'll get
too long.
The pass is closed.
When you go hiking this time of year, you want to make sure you take a jacket, something to put on your head in case the hail starts.
Yeah. You wait too long. You'll have to put chains on the tires just to get around up there. Yeah, you don't want that.
All of our vehicles are four-wheel drive vehicles.
That's good. Well, I would hope so.
So that's just kind of how it has to be here if you want to be able to get home sometimes.
Right.
We like to go home.
Yeah. I remember my dad drove over the road truck hauling for North American and Andrews Van Lines.
Hmm.
That's what he did for years, and moved people's furniture. And in the winter, somebody moved to Seattle or somewhere, and then a town in like Yakima, Washington, and then he went through Colorado. But it was the pass in Colorado. He was trying to get from one point to the other, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
He had to sleep in his truck and run the truck off and on because the hotels were all booked.
Yep.
And
They fill up fast when the
Yeah.
interstate shuts down.
yeah, so so I remember that distinctly happening a few times. And
It happened to us. We went and picked up a horse in Utah, and we were coming back through, and 70 shut down for 3 to 4 hours, something like that. And we were able to park underneath an overpass, and kept feeding the horse hay. He wouldn't even drink any water, but what do? You're on the road and you got a horse,
yeah, exactly.
right? You got to
Right.
like, we're waiting here. They cleared just enough of path for one lane of traffic after about 4 hours, so we could get through.
Wow.
But we couldn't have gone. Excuse me. We couldn't have gone if we had 4-wheel drive on the truck. It was bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's great. You got to have 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
You have to, right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, what are we talking about today? We're talking about these retirement mistakes,
Yeah.
either in planning mistakes that people make and not planning enough beforehand and during retirement. Where do you want to start?
So I'm going to start with something that's kind of like jumping the gun, and it's relocating on a whim. And I have some clients that are planning to relocate. They're in retirement, and so they're looking around where they want to live. The lure of warmer climates, Colorado is a little chilly, and so even today it's not super cold, but my hands are cold, and it doesn't feel good on old bones. So people think about moving to Florida, maybe get closer to a beach. They're thinking about maybe even Arizona, right? And so the people that are clients of mine that are moving soon are going to the Carolinas. So that's another big place that people in the colder climates of the United States are trying to move to. The other place that I hear a lot of people are going to is overseas. They're retiring abroad. So I know some people going to Portugal. I know some people that have going to Panama.
Wow.
So there's a lot of places that you can go overseas, get a long-term visa, and stay there if you meet their requirements, and then live a little bit more simply. Because it's not going to be hustle bustle. It's going to be, you're going to find a nice place on the edge of town somewhere and get to the beach in Portugal. That sounds good to me. The problem is they speak different language. They have different laws and customs. So that can be kind of overwhelming if you're not ready for that.
Yeah, well, I bet it would be overwhelming, and a lot of people, that's why they need to work with somebody like yourself, Chris, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing I've seen is people from like the Northeast, they move down south and they just can't take it. They can't take the heat.
Yeah.
They can't take the bugs. They can't take the slower lifestyle of the South.
Well, yeah, and I think part of the problem is, though, and this is why you need to have plans in place, but part of the problem is what I see. I grew up in Minnesota, of course, and a lot of people from Minnesota retire to Florida or want to, or think that's what they want to do. They're tired of the winters and the cold. So, and they've loved Florida because they'll vacation there for maybe a week at a time, right? And they'll go
vacation in a hotel is a lot different than having a house,
right? And they'll go even if they are in an Airbnb, they'll go down. They'll get a nice place, maybe maybe it's by the ocean or something, and then they'll go down in January or February when it's so
wonderful
cold
down
here
there in January.
Yeah, January and February, and they spend we spend a week every year there, or 2 weeks, and we love it. But have they lived in the neighborhood where they're looking at buying a house?
Right.
And I think if people go down there, and maybe the solution is rent
Rent before buy. Yes.
rent for like spend one summer down there. Spend June, July, and August. Spend those 3 months in Florida.
Yeah.
And also find out what the property taxes are, meet people and ask what the property taxes are in the neighborhood you're looking at, and then drive around, sit on the street in the neighborhood you're looking at, and just watch people, watch what happens, live down there, eat at the local restaurants, and spend about 3 months there, because I've seen I have friends and relatives that have retired and neighbors that have moved to Florida, and within 3 years they're back.
They're back. They can't take
back.
the heat.
And
the
I'm not
bugs
saying
or
it's
whatever
bad.
it is.
Some people love it, right? But some people love it. But a lot of people, the people that really end up staying are the ones that have, and this is fortunate, I can't afford this, but they have a house here and a house there. And so they split it half and half. Snowbirds, that's a different story, right?
That's a different story.
But if you're going to relocate somewhere, that's a big mistake people make, right?
It is, because it's expensive to move.
Yeah.
And then you've done all the transaction cost of selling a house and buying a house. So that's very expensive. And then all of a sudden, oh man, I wish I'd had my house back. I could move back to Minneapolis, and I sold it, but I can't buy it back. Yeah. So they've got to go through a process of find a new place. It can be a nightmare. So make sure before you leap that you check the ground first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. And I just think so many people, I've been to places, I've been to Guatemala and this little village of Antigua. It's just, it's great. And a lot of expats live there.
Sure.
And I told Sarah, we should move down here for like 2 years. If we could both work remote and just live here for 2 years. And, that's one thing. But some people move down there. They love it and they move down there, but it's a whole different culture. And I don't think I could do that permanently, but maybe a year, 2 years but I think you get emotional and romantically attached to a place. You know what I mean? You kind of, what's the word? You romance it in your mind. You build it up because you have so much fun there and it's so beautiful and it's so different and exotic compared to where you live.
Well, the culture, that you hit a big thing. The culture is very different there. Politics are very different there.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people kind of have focused on Europe.
Yeah.
Because there's Spain and Portugal are pretty inexpensive. I know people have bought homes in southern Italy, Amalfi Coast and things like that. And it's not super expensive to buy a house and then, have a house there. So they're going to be snowbirds and southern Italy.
Nice. Well, I know Costa Rica is a huge one right now for people.
That's right.
Yeah. For a lot of Americans retiring. And so, but you have to look at costs, and there are hidden costs. People are like, Florida's low tax. It's senior friendly. I read an article. It's one of the best places. But if you're going to live anywhere near the ocean, I'm talking about 3 miles, 5 miles, 10 miles even inland from the ocean, your property taxes are going to be through the roof. Or if you're going to live in Orlando, anywhere near any of the amusement parks, it's going to be crazy. And some of those places, like the villages, they can be more expensive than you think. So you got to look into all that.
Those HOA fees are rampant down there too. So
you got to watch out. Work with somebody like yourself, Chris, you and Tara, and let you look over it, or an attorney, because timeshares are a bad thing. That's a mistake people make. And
yep. We're not going to talk about timeshares. Just don't do timeshares until you talk to a lawyer first.
Have them look at the contract.
Well, how do you get out of it?
That's the problem.
There's the problem. Yeah. So the other thing I was going to talk about was things that are too good to be true style offers. So there's so much of this. Elder fraud is rampant. So many scams. These get rich quick guys are coming after people. You get texts, you get voicemail calls. They love to leave, a message on your phone, and then you have them, and then you call them back. They really like that because then they feel like they have more of your buy-in. So really be careful about who you're calling, who you're giving your information to. Credit card fraud is on the rise. Let's see. So in the first quarter of 2025 through 2026, it's going to be like $43 billion in credit card fraud, something like that. So
wow, that's crazy.
That's some serious cash.
That's real money even to you, Chris.
Yeah. So, and now there's some people that are scamming people. They say that we're with the police donation fund or the fireman's donation fund, and just give us your credit card, and we'll donate $30 or whatever. So they're getting really sophisticated about how they come after our elderly. It's really tough. My mom's been really good so far. She hasn't fallen for anything, but yeah. I have one of our clients actually fell for a scam, and she gave away her Amazon password. Never give away your passwords to things. No. So they got in there and they bought a bunch of stuff, and then they had it sent to like a PO box or something, and it's kind of crazy. But you have a lot, and then there are so many a lot of people have their passwords for a lot of other things inside Amazon, because Amazon's one of those, they're aggregators of passwords. So be careful about scams.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to talk about was most baby boomers and even some of the older Gen Zers are starting to look at working indefinitely. They want to maximize their Social Security checks and work as long as they can. So that's a challenge. And we've had some clients that want to work and they can't get jobs because the people are like, yeah, you're 68 years old. Why would I hire you when I can hire somebody that's 55 and they'll work for me for 10 years? By the time I get you trained up, you're gonna quit on me. So it's not good. Right. Whether that's true or not doesn't matter. They're going to try and hire somebody that they're going to get more, a longer use out of. Right. So it's kind of elder, what is it called? Prejudiced, elder prejudice. That's what it is. Yeah. So you may be forced to stop working earlier.
It's ageism.
Right. Ageism. So you may be forced to stop working earlier than you planned. And so you may have health related issues. There's lots of things. So be careful about having a plan that is tied to working late into your 70s.
And I hear that so much. It's like, I don't need my retirement plan is that I'm going to work as long as possible. So I don't need that much money saved up or need to worry about retirement. I'm going to work until I'm 75 or 80. That sounds good. And if you have a job you love and you want to keep working, more power to you. However, I'm going to mention the quote that I love, and that is, man plans, God laughs. Because, right?
Yeah.
But,
you need a robust plan that can,
because you can't control your health, and your company could lay you off. Layoffs, firing, or health would derail that retirement plan. So that's not a plan. That's not a retirement plan. I'm planning on working as long as my voice holds out and they'll have me. But my company might eventually say, hey, let's get some younger folk in here. It is ageism. They're not going to say that out loud, but that happens at companies a lot.
It does.
So, I'm fortunate that as long as my voice holds out, I can do voiceover work and things like that. However, the company may have a different opinion, or my health might not hold out till
Right.
I'm 70. I would love to work until I'm 70 in this job. Most people are like, I want out of my job right now. I want to retire at 60 or 62.
I'm
So,
planning to retire till about 75.
yeah, there you
I'm
go.
not to retire till at least 75.
Yeah.
But then I work for myself, so
Right. Plus, you might not,
and my clients.
yeah, that might not happen either. You
I
feel
mean,
that
yeah,
way
I could have
now.
a health
By the
issue.
time you're 65 or 70, you might say, "Oh, yeah, no."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it might be. It's one thing for me to say when I'm not even 60 yet, I want to work till I'm 70. But when I hit 65, I'm like, no, I'm done. Right? I mean, I
That's
think that
right.
happens to a lot of people.
Right. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So people want to say, I'm going to retire at 65. Then they come in the office and they're like, I'm going to retire at 62. I'm done.
You probably see that a lot, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to mention that we're offering complimentary consultations in our office Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You can give us a call at 719-210-4242. We are also having some seminars on retirement and Social Security November 11th. And then we're doing it again on November 13th in the evening at the Pikes Peak Rampart Range campus. So that's November 11th and 13th. 11th and 13th. Please give us a call so we can register you for that because seating is a little limited. So if it fills up, then we may have to push you to the next time. But give us a call, 719-210-4242.
All right. What's another big mistake out there that people make?
The next big mistake is putting off saving for retirement. So we run into this a lot. They want to wait. People want to wait until they're 50 to start saving for retirement. And that's really not a good idea. You want to start somewhere, even if it's small, as soon as you can, so that you build that into your lifestyle and your spending plan from the day you get your first job. Okay, I'm going to pay myself $100 a month. It's going to go into this savings account. And then when I get enough money in that savings account, I'm going to put it into a Roth IRA so I can get more money from it, or an IRA, or I'm going to start my 401k at my job and make sure I get all the matching I can in, those kind of things. That's what a prudent person that's planning for the life after work. And we're living so long in retirement, you really got to get started earlier. So many people, you can't base it on what happened with your grandparents, right? You have to base it on what's going to forecast for you. So start saving now.
Right. Save now and save early, save often. That's my motto. Yeah.
Yes.
Like voting in Chicago, early and often.
Early and often.
Yeah.
Right. The next thing is going to be very dependent. Social Security. When do I start my Social Security? So we always look at it kind of, the key date is your full retirement age. It's pretty much 67 for everybody these days, because after 1959, it's age 67.
Yeah.
So most people that were born before 1959 have already started their Social Security.
Yeah.
So waiting till your full retirement age can be very beneficial. Waiting till 70 might be better in your situation. It may be worse in your situation, but you need to find out. You need to look at, okay, if I put it off, where does the money that I need to live on come from? Well, if you don't need Social Security to live on, wait as long as possible, because you may be living a very long life. Social Security won't quit on you like maybe your investments, right?
Right.
So make sure that you're making the right decision there. So after 67, so say your Social Security is $1,000 a month, it goes up 8% a year, a year after that, age 67, if you take it later, right? So that $1,000 a month becomes $1,080 a month. And then you wait another year, that 1,080 becomes about 1,165. And then, because it compounds, and then another 8%. So you kind of get the picture. It's going to be like 1,250. So 1,250 versus 1,000, and then whatever that's significant. When you're talking, I'll multiply that times 12. That's how much difference there is in a year. So you may want to look at 70.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. So when you file for Social Security, that's a huge mistake that so many people make, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. They file for Social Security when they file their Medicare, because Medicare, if you file your Social Security and you start your Medicare, then you can just have your Medicare taken off your Social Security. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're still paying for it. It doesn't matter if it's coming directly from Social Security or coming out of your bank account, you're still paying it. There's no tax break for having your Social Security paying your Medicare bills.
Yeah. So. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So the next thing we run into is people borrow from their 401ks, especially right before they're about to retire. Because they want to buy that house in Florida, or they want to get their snowbird situation put together.
Yeah.
And that's to me, that's problematic. If you don't have the money to buy the snowbird house, don't do that. Right. So make sure you're in line with your finances so that you don't have to get into that 401k before your retirement, because it could really tank your retirement having those loans out, because they do charge for that. So
yeah, well, you have to pay it back. You might be double taxed on it. You just want to avoid that. In fact, you want to avoid touching retirement accounts before you retire in general for any reason.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, that's always the wisdom, right?
If you've got major home repairs, or you're trying to pay for college tuition for a grandkid, or you're just a kid, there's other ways to approach it. One of the things that a lot of people do is they get a home equity line of credit. So that comes with some risk too, but not nearly as much as pulling capital out of a 401k.
Yeah. Yep, that's a big one. Well, you could squeak in one more probably here really quick, or we can wrap it up if you want to let listeners know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Listeners can reach us at 719-210-4242. We'll set up that complimentary consultation. If you want more information about our upcoming seminars, give us a call, 719-210-4242. Check us out at our website, nolanfinancialpartners.com. You can listen to our past shows or this show once we get it up there. But yeah, check us out, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. And that does it for today's episode of Nolan Financial Radio with our host, Chris McKinney.
Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon.